104.7 The Cave plays pure classic rock.
104.7 The Cave. It's time for Rip It Apart Wednesday. Jay Stevens in the studio with me.
Oh, big day today for man. Big day for this. Oh, man, I'm on cloud nine right now, man.
I like to throw him a bone every now and then.
Yeah.
Get him into the hairspray. So today we're going to talk about "You Give Love a Bad Name."
Hang on,
by
let
Bon
me
Jovi.
touch up my eyeliner before we start.
Yeah. No. God. This song came out on the album "Slippery When Wet" 1986. Your theme song, really.
This was the one that shot Bon Jovi into the stratosphere. This is that took them from just a small little rock band into the huge. This is actually the song too that made me start to say, "Oh, I'm going to be a singer." Because,
really?
Well, here's the great backstory for you. I'm a guitar player in high school, and I'm like trying to be the fastest guitar player, coolest guitar player, and we could never find a singer. So this comes out, and I go, well, I can sing like that guy at least. I'll sing.
That's not a bad idea.
That's it.
That's good. And it's funny because that's usually the problem everywhere. It's like you can get plenty of dudes to shred. You can get guys to play drums and bass. But
hard to find a good singer.
Who can be a front man? That's always the question.
There you go. Well,
they are very hard to find.
Who's got two thumbs and can be the front man? This guy.
Jay Stevens. So we are talking about "You Give Love a Bad Name," originally written for Bonnie Tyler.
Crazy.
And the song was called "If You Were a Woman and I Was a Man."
That's what I think every day when I'm in the studio with you, Mike.
God. Anyway, so Desmond Child co-wrote this song, didn't like it, so basically reworded it, rewrote it with John Bon Jovi, Richie Sambora, and it eventually became
struck gold.
"You Give Love a Bad Name."
Yeah, they struck gold.
So let's hear the isolated drums on this thing. Let's hear how the drums sound on this track.
Oh, yes. 80s.
Lots of reverb on that, baby.
Big arena drum.
Big. But it's produced, man. It's a great sounding drum track.
Yeah,
really.
The right band at the right time is what happened.
It's funny because these guys could have gone any way they wanted to. They could have been like the, really heavy metal dudes that would have probably been really cool cult following wise, but they said, no, we want to make money, so let's go pop.
Well, the whole reason, the backstory of why John Bon Jovi learned how to play guitar is because he wanted to pick up girls. So
that's your story too.
Why not? Why else would you want to play with a bunch of sweaty dudes every night?
Continuing the story of how Jay Stevens and John Bon Jovi are blood brothers on the way next. Rip It Apart Wednesday on 104.7 The Cave. 104.7 The Cave. Mike the Intern, Jay Stevens in the studio. Rip It Apart Wednesday. Today, the subject, "You Give Love a Bad Name" from Bon Jovi.
Taking it back to 1986.
That's right. So people might not know this, but John Bon Jovi has got a lot of tribute groups. In my opinion, the best tribute show for John Bon Jovi, Jay Stevens does.
Yes.
In Branson.
Yeah, in Branson, too, of all places. Come down. This Friday night is the opening show for the second season.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Tribute theater. Come down and see me run around in pants that are too tight for me and make a bunch of 60-year-old women fall in love.
That's what you do every day.
Well,
Those pants are way too tight right now.
Today?
Not that I'm staring.
Feel
anyway,
this.
I'm not feeling nothing. So let's get to the keyboard and rhythm guitar track on this song.
Listen to that. That just screams 1986.
As we go through these isolated tracks, I can really hear that it could have been for a Bonnie Tyler or chick singer. It sounds like that. You know what I mean?
It sounded like, like the Cher had that song too, that big hit back then.
It's like they wanted to make all these chicks in the 80s sound tougher than they were, make them sound more like guys, but then they wanted the guys to sound more like girls.
Well, of course, and look more like girls too.
What the hell was going on?
Especially in this era. Bon Jovi really, spandex, they toned it back after this album. This album was the peak. This was the peak of the 80s,
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's just funny to me. Like, they wanted the chicks to sound like dudes and the dudes to sound like chicks. Be who you are. That's my lesson for this.
Can I be somewhere in between?
That's who you are, though.
Yeah, it is!
That's who you are. So
I check other.
Be who you are. Don't worry about what anybody else says, because screw them. You know what I mean?
Right.
Screw them. We'll get to part 3. Rip It Apart Wednesday on the way next on 104.7 The Cave. 104.7 The Cave. Jay Stevens in the studio. Mike the Intern. Rip It Apart Wednesday discussing You Give Love a Bad Name from Bon Jovi.
Slippery When Wet.
Slippery When Wet. We're looking at the alternate cover.
Yeah, what happened to that album cover? That's,
Man, you know honestly, I'm not really sure. Originally, they were going to call this record Wanted Dead or Alive. The album cover had the band dressed as cowboys. Then they actually used that cover for the single release, but then Slippery When Wet was the final title conceived. According to John Bon Jovi, the band decided the name of the album Slippery When Wet after visiting the number 5 Orange Strip Club in Vancouver.
Well, there you go.
You ever been to that club?
I've never been to that club.
I've never been to Canada.
That I can remember. I've been to Canada, but I don't remember that club in particular. But this alternate cover here has a T-shirt that I have, the Slippery When Wet yellow T-shirt.
You got it cut up like that?
I have it cut up like that, but she's got it filled out more than I do. I'm a little flat in the front.
Now, the reasons most often given for the switch between the girl wearing the tight shirt, it's busting through, were the fact that dominant record store chains.
Where is that girl now?
I don't know. I don't even know if they know her name, to be honest with you. She may have worked at that club in Vancouver, but they felt like the record store chains wouldn't carry this record because of the sexist cover or John Bon Jovi's complaint that the record company had put a bright pink border around the photograph.
That's a little funky too.
So they're like, Most releases of the album did include the original cover art in Japan because Japan. They don't really
Japan,
care.
They're crazy. You can do anything you want.
Stuff.
Yeah, you can build robots.
Stuff. So obviously, the original cover is that garbage bag with the wet.
Yeah, the
stuff.
wet thing with the finger marks, slippery and
cool.
wet. Yeah,
not bad. But if you got a original cover of this, original pressing in Japan, it's probably worth some money. Now, speaking of worth money, the guitar work from Richie Sambora on this record is
very underrated guitar player.
Oh my God!
I think, right?
And like I said, earlier, this band could have gone either way, and you would have had a whole bunch of metal dudes worshiping this band if they would have gone that direction. Because Richie is more than capable of playing that stuff.
Yeah, and even if they would have gone the other route, more the Bruce, they are very Bruce Springsteen-ish, but the '80s version.
Yeah.
But even if they pulled it back and went '70s, they probably would have also had a strong following.
So let's listen to this isolated guitar track. I think that's a pitch octave effect.
Yeah, some octavizer, whatever they call them.
Sounds great, though.
Well, these were all the baddest studio players in town, that John recruited. He had that knack like I do, where I can go to guys and say, hey, there's no money in this, but let's do this. Let's get on a trailer together and just jam.
Yeah.
And guys did it. They went in there, you know what? He got all these guys to do it.
It sounds such a good sounding guitar, really. And we'll get to the vocals on the way next. Rip It Apart Wednesday on 104.7 The Cave. 104.7 The Cave. Mike the Intern, Jay Stevens, reaching our conclusion. Rip It Apart Wednesday. The vocals of John Bon Jovi's You Give Love a Bad Name.
Yeah, this is the money shot here. Hold on, ladies. Hope you're sitting down, ladies. Hope you're sitting down, ladies.
You don't know what that actually means. So we talk about it. Bon Jovi, poverty-stricken artist, starving.
That's
when
usually
they
the
were
case.
Making these records, and it was. Worked in a shoe store, did what he could.
Good way to meet girls as well.
Yeah,
in a shoe store.
A lot of these guys from the 80s just turned out to be just super head cases. You get told you're a god so much, you eventually just start believing it. Bon Jovi?
No, right?
Not like that at all.
And such the businessman.
Great businessman, and also gives back. He's got a food kitchen in Philly.
Married his high school girlfriend. Never scandals. The only scandal was made with his daughter one time, did some drugs in college, but... business, and runs a business like the mafia.
Yeah. He's a great dude. And like I said, he has a food kitchen in Philly where it's basically, if you can't afford to feed yourself, they'll feed you.
Come bring you. They believe in families and stuff like that.
Great dude. A great example.
That probably is part of the longevity.
People buy into
still,
it.
this guy will still sell out arenas.
True.
Around the world any given night.
That's another lesson that I think we can learn here in Rip It Apart Wednesday is if you do make it big, keep your roots, stay grounded, be a cool dude, because ultimately there's going to come a time when you're going to do something that's but if you have people that still believe in you because you're a good dude, you're going to have fans.
In fact, have you seen the new DirecTV commercial with him?
No.
Oh, perfect. It's perfect. The people are watching something on DVR, they forgot to tape it, and then all of a sudden there's John Bon Jovi behind the couch singing about the DVR. It's perfect.
He's a great guy. He really is. And so let's listen to his awesome voice.
Now he's a silver fox. There he goes.
Maybe. We're getting there.
You promised me heaven, then put me through hell. Chains of love got a hold on me. When passion's a prison, you can't break free.
There you
It's
go.
so funny to me.
I'm telling you, I
It's
heard
so-
that and I go, I could sound like that guy.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Well,
it's so
that
funny
guy
to
can
me.
do it.
I'm like, you know what? Actually, I could probably do
Yeah,
this.
right. I heard, we couldn't find a singer, and all of a sudden I hear this, and I go, well, I can do that, if that's all you got to do.
That's awesome. Well, again, this Friday, Jay Stevens doing his Bon Jovi tribute.
Yeah,
Where can people see it?
10:30 p.m. late night shows down in Branson. Come down.
It's awesome, man.
Tribute
It's
theater.
Rip It Apart Wednesday. John Bon Jovi. You Give Love a Bad Name on 104.7 The
Now
Cave.
can I touch you, Mike?
No.
#104.7 The Cave plays pure classic rock.